Hello, friends. Uh, Today we are now going to go through the orientation program for language proficiency. This is specifically for the kids who want to go and study abroad. Before I go further, let me introduce the sponsor for this program and me, the host. So the sponsor for this program is TASA Global, a worldwide study abroad global education services company. My name is Dr. Rajiv V. Sharma. I'm the founder and the CEO of TASA Global. A quick brief about TASA Global. I think we have been there in this industry for 30 years. We have advised more than 3 lakh students on their careers, especially global careers. Around 50,000 students have gone and studied abroad. We work with more than 1,000 universities in 35 countries. And we are the largest B2B organization in South Asia. Let me add to this, friends, that TASA Global has offices in India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Dubai, and Singapore. So these are the 5 countries in which we have our presence. Now, after going to the introduction of the company, as you can understand, we have advised and have personally spoken to hundreds and thousands of students. One of the biggest areas where we find the gap between the dreams what people have and they're actually able to fructify is the language, especially English proficiency. That's what I'm talking about. Now, it's whether you want to go and study abroad or whether you want to work in India. This is one gap area where we have been speaking to students, and I find a gap between what they want to do and what they are. So I thought of, taking up this orientation session for you guys. And the way I'll be going about this is, I've put across questions which usually come to me, and I've tried to answer them. In fact, the language proficient part, especially going to study abroad, this session is demystifying that and making it simple for you guys to understand. So why language proficiency? Let me first tell you about my story. I have studied in a convent school, and during my jobs, the earlier jobs and this, I have been traveling across the country. And I find when I meet very brilliant students, brilliant kids, okay? So except for this, I'm talking, this story is from, except for the metro, if you're outside the metro. Of course, this happens in metros too. Very intelligent kids. In their subject matter, they are intelligent, they do everything right, but they lack in communication. They lack in English proficiency. So this data is a fact. In India, 6 out of 10 students face this challenge. They have this problem. It's slightly less if you come to metros. It could be 3 to 4 out of 10. It goes more when you go to what I call as up countries, other cities. It could be, as high as 8. But if you take the average of India, it's 6 out of 10 students who face this challenge. Why should we going about studying, let's say, English? First, and the basic reason, when you're going to a host country to study, which is an English-speaking country, you need to show them your preparedness. You need to say, hey, I'm ready. I'm ready to study in your country, and this is how I can show you that I'm proficient. Apart from that, in that country, obviously you're going there to stay back. So you're going to study, you're going to work, and you're going to live. You have to be part of the society. You're not out of the part of the society. Let me give an example. If you go to, let's say, Gujarat, you can get away by knowing Hindi and English. But if you want to be part of the society, you should know Gujarati. If you're in Maharashtra, so except Bombay, but if you go to any other city, it is Pune, Nasik, Kolhapur, you find practically everybody talking only in Marathi. Even if you ask them question in English or Hindi, they will reply to you in Marathi. Why so? Because you need to learn Marathi or Gujarati in India or in Tamil, if you're in Tamil Nadu, to be part of the society. Why not, when you go abroad, especially English-speaking countries? So you need to understand that language. And English proficiency is ticket to overseas. 140 countries take this as a language to understand and you can get your way through. So after saying that why English proficiency, the second usual most questions which is asked by people, or what they don't ask, let me put the other way, are the myths. So there are a lot of myths which I have in English proficiency. And by the way, I was one of them very early in my years. I've studied in a convent school. So that's why I say, hey, I've studied from an English medium school. I've studied in a convent school. I've studied in a missionary school. So my English is good. I listen to English songs. I see Netflix, English movies. You say, hey, why I need to prepare for English proficiency test or exam? There's far more truth. There is a gap when you start testing yourself to what you read in your school or in the college. I will take my example. As I said, I very early after my engineering, as I told you, I studied in a convent school. I gave the English language exam, which was IELTS at this point of time. At that point of time, it's there today also. And I went without preparation. I said, hey, I know how to go about doing it. I got a score of 6.5 out of 9, which was not good enough. It was good, but it was not good enough. I prepared only for a month. And I gave my exam again. I got an 8 out of 9. That's what I got, which is good. So that's where even my myths got shattered. You may be studying English medium school, but what you read in a school and what this exam is slightly different. We'll talk more about that as we go by. See, in India, most of us actually think in our mother tongue and then we talk in English, right? So our thought is maybe Hindi, Tamil, Marathi, Gujarati, Punjabi, but then we convert it in our mind and speak English. So that's where the problem comes in. In fact, what we call in a very slang language, the Indian English is called English. There are a lot of Hindi words in the English, or if you're Punjabi, a lot of Punjabi words in English. That's what. So it's a regional English, what I call it. So that's what we call it, the difference between world English and Indian English. Here I also give you a small story. Around 24 years, when the BPOs came to India, they started teaching their employees either a British English if they are looking at British outsourcing, American English if they're looking at America, right? All those Australian English. But then they realize after a few years, it's not necessary, it's not working. So then what they do, if you are an agent at a BPO, if you're getting a job in a BPO, what they do is they neutralize your English. So what it means, they will neutralize your English from a Tamil English to an English, to a Gujarati English to an English, to a Marathi English to an English. Okay, it's called neutralized English. So that's what a neutralized English is, what is Indian English. By the way, are you aware that there are various types of English? Broadly, they are categorized into 4 types of English. So first you have American English, you have a British English, you have Australian English, and you have Asian English. By the way, Asian English also has a lot of things, Indian English being one of them. I mean, India has so many types of English, so Asian English also has so many types of English. But these are 4. Now, which English is the right English? And by the way, this is subjective, but according to me, the British English is the right English, because that's where English emanated. That's the origination of English. So I feel that the British English is the right English. And luckily in India, we are taught British English. In our schools, when we read English, that's actually a British English is what we are taught about. The next question asked is how to get English proficiency. Okay, what do I do to get my English better, English proficiency? So according to me, very simple steps. Here we are talking of you need to specifically study for the English proficiency test. Because here we're talking about a kind of test. You may be proficient, but how can you show to the world that you're proficient? In this case, obviously, we'll be speaking about IELTS. The second thing is first for you to understand that I need to study. Point number 2, you have to be open to take help. Now, help can be anything. Help can be your Google uncle, help can be your teacher, help can be anything, but you need to take help. please understand that you need to read or study anywhere from 100 to 200 hours for your English proficiency test. Again, I'm repeating, we are talking about the test. So your English proficiency test, which are any international test, in this case, specifically IELTS, you need to read up to 100 to 200 hours. In fact, I have noticed that in upcountry, right, we work very closely with Indian institutes. So PCA colleges, when we have noticed that we have to train them in English for a period of 300 to 400 hours. It's not even 200. So first basic English has to be taught, then they have to be taught English for IELTS, right? Or a nursing college or a engineering college, that's what we find is our experience. You should take guidance from experts. So when you take help is self-help here, but I strongly believe that you should take guidance from experts. And last but not the least, when you are preparing for English proficiency test, it needs to be a structured environment. So we all go through a structure. A school is a structure, a college is a structure, even a coaching class is a structure. Even if you're preparing for a test, whether it is IIT JEE or NEET or any other test, it's a structured environment through which you are getting through. So similarly, for preparing for English proficiency test, you have to go through a structured environment. So these are my 5 areas which I thought of covering up in this area. Now the next point, why IELTS? So there are various testing. So why Rajiv is speaking about IELTS? Right. Very simple reasons. So what is IELTS? IELTS actually, the full form is International Language, English Language Testing System, that is IELTS. Why IELTS? Is the most popular English proficiency test across the world, right? You just do a Google research, you will find out how popular it is. To give an example, in 2019, around 35 lakh students across the world gave this exam, right? That's not my data, it's a data thrown out by Google. This test scores are accepted by more than 1,000 plus universities and colleges as the admission criteria, right? 140 plus countries accept it. Okay. The other tests which are again popular, but not as popular as IELTS, is TOEFL, PT, and Duolingo, right? But as you know, specifically we are talking of IELTS today, but other tests are also good enough, but IELTS is what I believe is supposed to be the best. Just to add, the IELTS has the highest number of testing centers in the world. There are more than 1,200 centers where IELTS testing happens. Now a question, people ask, I can do it on my own. Why should take help to prepare? So a few pointers from my side to that, to take addition for you. First, you need to understand that IELTS format is different from school and college exam. You have given English language exam, even if you're from an English medium school or a convent school, you have given your English exam. But the IELTS format is different. Now, let me tell you, how many of you in the schools have been taught things like pronunciation, right? It's called pronunciation. Pronunciation, what is the right word? Or what is the spelling of program? It is P-R-O-G-R-A-M or it is P-R-O-G-R-A-M-M-E. What's the right spelling? Or how to pronounce schedule or schedule? What's the right word, right? So what to call, is it snacks or snakes? What is the right way? So these are very small and subtle things which you have to prepare and which is different compared to a college or a school English exam. As it is different, hence you need to also prepare differently, right? Well, like it's for so the way you prepare for a normal English language exam and what you prepare for IELTS is different. So that's what its preparation is different. See, I need not tell you that in India, for everything what we do, there's a coaching. If you want to listen to learn music, you go to coaching. If you want to learn cricket, you go to coaching. If you want to learn badminton, any sports, you go to coaching. If you want to learn about your math, science, physics, you go to coaching, right? You have to give entrance exam, you go to coaching, right? Everything is coaching. Similarly, in IELTS, it's coaching. Now, why coaching? 4 very simple points. You need a continuous and a consistent support. So continuous and consistent are the two words which are very important in some terms of support. And support in terms of what? You need monitoring, you need nurturing. Nurturing, you need to do the help. And if you're down, someone needs to tell you, hey, don't worry, we are there to help you out. You need guidance, you need feedback, and you need assessment. So these are the 5 areas you need in terms of support. Support first has to be continuous and consistent, and these are 5 elements in terms of support. And you need a controlled environment with necessary tools. So it's not that you can do what you want to do, right? You need a controlled environment. If you do all of these, then you can achieve your goal in an easy and a seamless manner. So that's why we should take help. It's like any other help about what you do. As I told you, in India, coaching is a very well accepted concept by all. Now I want to just take 1 minute to just tell you about IELTS. Small bit, but a basic essential what I like to put here. First, IELTS is basically of 2 types: general IELTS and academic IELTS. So if you're looking at job abroad, immigration, things like this, then you look at general IELTS. It is slightly easier than academic IELTS. But if you want to go and study abroad, the reason why we are talking here, you need to do your academic IELTS. So that's the first thing you need to know about this type of IELTS. Second, there are 4 sections in IELTS, okay, which are listening, speaking, reading, writing. So 4 sections. I'm not going detail, but these are 4 sections you need to go about learning it. Next, your proficiency. Your proficiency is measured from a scale of 1 to 9, right? 1 is the lowest, 9 is the highest. The average acceptable score for university admission is 6.5, right? This is, if you want acceptable, it means the bare minimum. But if you want to go to better colleges, and I know all of you have a dream college, you have a better college in your mind. If you want to go to best colleges, you need 8+, right? As I told you, it took me a month of reading. So all my life I've studied in convent school. It took me a month plus of reading to get 8+. But better colleges, you need better IELTS score. So depending on your dream, which college you want to go, you need to prepare for your IELTS exam. Now, a few tips. I'll take you through a few tips to how to prepare for IELTS exam. First, you have to work on your vocabulary. No choice, by the way. This is a no choice question which is there. And the most popular one which everybody uses, which I've used during my time, is Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis. Please note down this book, Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis. It came in 1949, first edition. Of course, it's continually getting revised. So that is supposed to be the book. Obviously, the other thing which you need to refer is your dictionary. By Oxford Dictionary is there. There's a Norman Dictionary, or you can also use thesaurus, where you know about synonyms, antonyms, things like this. But you have to work on your vocabulary. Second, you have to improve your writing skills. So what do you do to improve writing skills? I strongly recommend that you write 2 pages daily, right? I'm repeating, 2 pages daily is what you need to write. Because see, current our writing is what? We write on WhatsApp, we write on Facebook, we write on Instagram, and the way our language has gone. I don't know how many of us, when we write, unconsciously use you instead of YOU. I do that. Everybody of you will do that, right? So we started using slangs, right? TCs, take care. Okay, LOL. So we start using that language. That does not work here. So you need to write, you have to train your mind in writing. The third area, fluency and pronunciation. Now, this is one area which requires lots of practice. And the reason, as I told you earlier, we think in our mother tongue and we speak in English. So that's where there's a break in fluency, right? You have to start thinking in English. Then only your fluency will come in. Of course, pronunciation requires, a lot of help. To give an example, I give example between snacks and snakes. It's snacks. Yeah, it's schedule versus schedule. Both are right, but schedule is a better word, right? When I give you example of program, now PROGRAMME is a British English. There is a PROGRAM is American English, right? So you need to work on your fluency. Here, I'll give you a small story. Recently, I met a lady, some relative of ours. She is an English teacher in one of the towns, not only in Bombay and Delhi or Calcutta and Chennai. And she was here, and you will not believe that she was not able to converse in English continuously for 10 minutes. She used to break into Hindi. And I was surprised. I say, you are an English teacher. How do you handle a class for 45 minutes without breaking into Hindi? Right? This is for English teacher. I'm saying nothing wrong. We all speak English. But if you have to go abroad, you have to learn it. There's no other choice. Right? And you have to learn it the way they want you to understand English. Then obviously you have to enhance listening skills. The solution to this is listen, listen, listen. You have to keep on listening to English. That's where your mind will work on that. And last, reading. I will recommend to everybody listening to this session, read 1,000 words a day. It is essential for you to run 1,000 words a day. Then only you'll get into habit of reading, rapid reading. That's what is required. So these are the 5 areas with a thought of giving small tips for you for IELTS preparation. I'm also recommending a sample study guide. How would you like to study? First, you have to dedicate 1 to 2 hours daily. Okay, now it depends on your target. Target means how many months later you want to give exam. If it is 3 months down the line, then 2 hours daily you need to do. If it's 6 months down the line or 1 year down the line, then you can think of 1 hour daily, right? And again, at what level currently you are. As I told you, you need to require anywhere from 100 to 400 hours of learning needs to be there. Now, as I told you, there are 4 sections, so you need to divide equally to start with in each section. So it means if it's 2 hours, 30 minutes for each section, each 4 of them. After you gain confidence in the section, give practice test. When you give practice test, you will realize in which section you're scoring better, where you're weak. Then start spending time more on the weak area. So instead of 30 minutes each, for example, you are weak in let's say speaking, right, where your fluency and your pronunciation is a challenge. You start giving maybe 45 minutes, 1 hour, right, and the rest into 15 minutes. So you have to work on your weak areas, and you have to follow the plan rigorously. No let go. Of course, when you get connected to us, we will go through a rigorous plan with you, make it, monitor it, help you through this. But you have to have a rigorous plan. Now, obviously, after knowing all of these questions, we will ask you why TASA's IELTS. By the way, we have branded our IELTS as IELTS 24/7. The word itself gives you an answer, because this is available to you 24/7, right? And this option we have brought in after a lot of research. So many years of research we have seen through, spoken to hundreds of kids, people, tutors, people who give IELTS exam, to the boards, international people, and then we have come up with this solution, right? Usually what happens, how IELTS is done in India currently, either you have face-to-face classes, and now during that COVID time, there were no face-to-face classes. They were again face-to-face, but doing Zoom, like this, what I'm talking to you, something like that used to happen, right? But what we are bringing a solution is something different, because different time require different solutions. So this product we have created with the help of a British organization. We have, as I'm telling you, we have 30 years experience in study abroad, and this British organization has a 30 years experience in English teaching. So both of us experience have come together to bring this solution to you guys, which is TASA's IELTS. So obviously, as I told you, we strongly believe that the British origin of the language is British. So there are British faculties which are which are teaching you. It's available to you 24/7 and on demand. What do you mean by on demand? Whenever you want, it's available to you. It is app-based. and available on laptop and mobile. So you're using your mobile, you can do that. You can do it, study it anytime, anywhere. You are traveling through your bus, in your school bus, college bus, you can listen to it. You can, you are in a train, you can do it. You are sitting in a car, anytime you get, you can study this anytime, anywhere. Now, as this is done by British faculty, we realize that you may have doubts, you may have some mentorship may be required. So we have Indian experts, which at a periodical level and particular timeline in a chapter will help you out to solve your doubts and mentor you. The best thing is, it's not one time. It's multiple. You can keep back and forth. Up 100 times bhi kar sakte ho, no problem. Nobody's going to ask you till you get it right. So there are several mock tests, practice tests. So you keep on doing it, repeating it till you get it right. Right? So this is the solution, what we said. It could be the right solution for India. And here we are bringing the solution to all the students in South Asia, Indian, African market, so that you're able to come out best and let your potential bloom. Now, after listening to all of this, you will ask what action I should be taking, right? Very simple. There are a couple of steps I will tell you to be taken. Frankly, only 2 steps. So under this session, you'll find a button. After you've gone through this, click the button, enroll for the guiding coaching program. 2 steps only, right? If you're a parent, that's for your parents, enroll your child and share this good news with your child. Say, hey, see, I have enrolled for a course for you. Here is for you. This will help you in your dream. And if you're a student, press the button and speak to our experts. Share this with your parents. And when you're talking to the expert, please ensure that your parent is there. Now, what I have brought this in front of you is my passion. As I told you, one of the Indians have tremendous potential. I am a big proponent of Indian talent. You look around the world, the best CEOs, the biggest CEOs of the biggest company, whether you talk of Microsoft or Google, all are Indians. All are Indians. Why? Because one of the things, they were good, right? One of the things they had a very good English proficiency, or they acquired English proficiency. Because you need to communicate to the world in English. So this is mine, TASA Global's contribution to all of you. I want you to become great. Go and pursue your dream, right? Be the best people in the world and show to the world how good we are. And let not the communication or English language proficiency come in between your dream and you. Thank you very much. This is TASA's IELTS 24/7. And talk to our experts. If any still you have some queries to be solved, some answers to be given, though I have covered most of them. Looking forward to you on the other side, and all the best. Wish you very best.